Taurus, I need you to hear this clearly from the beginning. Someone unexpected has already sent energy back toward your life in the form of abundance, and this feels far greater than coincidence or luck. There is a reason this message reached you today, at this exact moment. Something quiet but meaningful has already started shifting in your favor beneath the surface of your life. Earlier today, I sat with my tarot cards during the stillness of Taurus season, when the late spring air felt heavy with reflection, and everything around me seemed to slow for a moment. The cards appeared with striking clarity. Justice, the Six of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Star all pointed toward the same truth. Something meant for you is already moving closer, but fear or hesitation could cause the opportunity to drift elsewhere. This message is not simply comforting language. What is returning to you carries real emotional and energetic weight, already existing within a larger, unseen current quietly circling your name. Taurus, have you ever felt that one of the kind things you gave without recognition would someday return to you? Because this feels like that moment. Someone whose life was softened by your presence still remembers what you gave, even if time has blurred the memory for you. Before disappearing from that connection entirely, they left behind one simple thought. I returned what their heart once gave me, peace. And now everything depends on whether you are willing to receive it. Take a slow breath and notice the stillness around you. If warmth moves through your chest or your spirit suddenly feels lighter, that is not random. It is recognition arriving before your mind fully understands why. You do not need to prove your worth to deserve what is approaching now. Long ago, you planted kindness in places where nobody applauded you, and those quiet seeds continued growing beneath the surface long after you forgot they were there. This video is not here simply to predict the future. It is here to help you recognize what has already been unfolding quietly behind the scenes. If this resonates with you, leave a comment below and write, "I welcome the abundance that has been growing quietly toward me," or "I am ready to receive what I've patiently planted." Words carry weight, Taurus, and when spoken with intention, they begin aligning your spirit with what is already trying to reach you. And thank you for being here and sharing your energy in this space. Every comment, every like, and every moment you stay connected strengthens this growing circle of encouragement and healing. Stay with me a little longer, Taurus, because what is unfolding around May 17th and 18th feels far more significant than you may realize. As Taurus season begins, shifting toward transition, you may already sense subtle changes beneath the surface of your life. Maybe it appears as emotional release, warmth in your chest, or repeating numbers like 1111, 888, or 777 showing up unexpectedly. These signs are not accidents. They are reminders that your season of return is beginning, and that something planted long ago is finally starting to ripen. When the cards appeared this morning, it felt as though the energy around your name briefly became illuminated. Justice, the Six of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant, and the Star revealed more than prediction. Together, they pointed toward the quiet strength you carried through difficult seasons. Your sacrifices, patience, and kindness were never lost. And now, Taurus, your light is slowly returning to the surface. The Justice card opens this message with a calm sense of balance finally being restored after a long season of emotional imbalance. This energy does not arrive to judge or punish you. It comes to restore what your spirit quietly gave away long before anyone noticed your effort. What once left your hands during difficult seasons is now finding its way back, not as pity, but as a natural correction. Healing moves with it, steady and deserved. Then the Six of Pentacles appears, carrying the reminder that generosity is never truly lost. Taurus, the person who once gave and the person now learning to receive are becoming the same soul standing in a new season of life. This card speaks about the way the universe remembers every act of kindness offered during hard times. When you continue planting care into dry ground, eventually the season changes and the rain returns. Sometimes that return comes through an unexpected message, financial support, or an opportunity arriving just when you were close to losing hope. Then comes the Wheel of Fortune, the turning point after a long period of standing still. Many people think life changes only through force, but this card reveals something quieter. Change begins when your spirit finally aligns with what it has needed all along. And Taurus, your energy feels deeply aligned now, especially around May 17th and 18th, when the atmosphere carries a rare sense of grounded momentum and emotional release. You are not behind, and you were never forgotten. Everything unfolding now is arriving in its proper season. The Hierophant follows next, bringing wisdom, structure, and the feeling that something larger has been quietly working beneath the surface all along. It points toward an unseen current that notices goodness even when nobody else does. This energy does not respond to status or attention. It responds to integrity, endurance, and love given without expecting anything in return. Taurus, the kindness you carried through difficult seasons has already been recognized within that flow, and something meaningful is now being drawn back toward you because of it. Then the Star appears, bringing comfort, confirmation, and gentle light. This card does not expose your wounds. It reminds you that your worth never disappeared during the years when life felt heavy or uncertain. The Star reflects who you truly are beneath exhaustion and self-doubt. Astrologically, this timing connects strongly to the closing stretch of Taurus season, when stability begins opening toward movement and expansion. Jupiter magnifies opportunity, while Taurus energy strengthens themes of security, value, and earned abundance. We are moving through a season of karmic harvest now, where what belongs to you can no longer remain delayed unless you continue turning away from it. The number 8 feels especially important around your energy right now. In numerology, it carries the vibration of prosperity, alignment, and grounded strength. When it appears repeatedly, it often signals that life is beginning to restore balance in visible ways. You may remember the verse from Matthew 6:3, the reminder to give quietly without seeking recognition, so that what is planted in private may one day bloom openly. This message carries that same truth. What you offered sincerely from the heart was never overlooked, Taurus. The universe has been holding on to those moments carefully, and now that energy is beginning to return as proof that kindness given in silence still leaves roots behind. You gave quietly, Taurus, without asking to be noticed, and what is returning now carries far more than financial value. Peace is moving toward you, along with the emotional closure and recognition your spirit has quietly needed for a long time. Your kindness was never invisible, even during seasons when it felt like nobody fully understood the weight you carried. Maybe your mind drifts toward a moment when you helped someone without expecting anything back. At the time, it may have seemed small to you, but it stayed with them far longer than you realized. Or perhaps it was the times you chose patience over anger, gentleness over bitterness, or generosity while your own heart felt exhausted. Those are the moments life remembered. Taurus, if this feels familiar, if you have noticed repeating numbers or emotional shifts lately, pay attention to them. These are not coincidences. They are confirmations that your season of return is beginning to unfold. The moment you acknowledge them, something inside you begins aligning more deeply with what has already been moving toward you. And this is only the beginning. The next phase carries even deeper restoration. Taurus, what I'm about to say may feel difficult to believe at first, but keep your heart open while you hear it. The abundance connected to your life is real, even if it has not fully reached your hands yet. Right now, it exists within a larger current of stored blessings shaped by what your soul has consistently given over time. Someone has already set this return into motion for you. It responds to sincerity, alignment, and the truth of what you offered when nobody was watching. This is not fantasy. It is the natural return of care, grace, and emotional presence planted long ago through quiet acts of love. The universe does not forget those moments. They remain alive beneath the surface, waiting for the right season to bloom. And Taurus, the energy around May 17th and 18th feels very much like that season arriving. The cards reflected this clearly. The Six of Pentacles speaks of balance returning between the hand that once gave and the hand now learning to receive. Sometimes the greatest thing a person gives is simply steady presence, and someone connected to your past never forgot what yours meant to them. When the Wheel of Fortune appeared, it became clear this was about more than money. It carries emotional completion too, the feeling of a heavy cycle finally softening into something lighter. The exchange began long before today, somewhere deeper than words. One sentence still lingers around this message. I returned what their heart once gave me: peace. Not status or success, but peace. Something about your presence steadied another soul during a difficult season, and now that same energy is beginning to move back toward you with intention. This is where emotional healing and the law of attraction meet in the most grounded way. When you give sincerely without demanding recognition, life remembers it. Over time, the universe aligns the right conditions for that energy to return. What is unfolding now, Taurus, feels very much like the harvest of something your heart planted years ago. But receiving requires openness. The door cannot fully open if you keep stepping away from it. You must be willing to say, yes, I am ready. Because the seeds were planted long ago, and this season was always meant to arrive. There is a verse many people hold close that says, those who sow in tears will eventually reap in joy. I believe you have lived that truth deeply. You continued giving during seasons when you felt emotionally drained, and now something gentler is beginning to answer back through unexpected support and quiet provision. So let me ask you honestly, Taurus, are you allowing this return into your life, or are old fears still convincing you to step away from what already belongs to you? If this message resonates with your spirit, leave a comment below and write, I welcome the abundance that has been growing quietly toward me. Because what is arriving now is not simply money. It is confirmation, reflection, and proof that nothing you offered in love was ever wasted. Taurus, this moment unfolding around you is more delicate than it first appears. What is moving toward your life is real, but it also depends on timing, openness, and emotional alignment. There is a reason this message reached you around May 17th and 18th, during this quiet transition at the close of Taurus season, when the energy feels grounded yet ready for change. When doubt whispers that you are unworthy of what is arriving, the flow around you begins tightening, like a flower slowly closing at dusk. This does not happen because you do not deserve it. It happens because fear interrupts the connection between your heart and the abundance trying to reach you. Fear and old disappointments often block the healing your spirit has been asking for. Every thought that says, this cannot really be for me, sends uncertainty back into the current itself. Over time, even beautiful opportunities drift away when someone keeps turning from them instead of toward them. Imagine something quiet but steady forming between you and the life you have been waiting for. Not a dramatic cosmic bridge, but a soft path, opening through land that once felt dry and unreachable. That path exists between your willingness to receive and the return approaching you for far longer than you realize. The moment fear convinces you to step back, the connection weakens. You have spent years giving quietly, carrying burdens without recognition, and showing up for others even while exhausted. Now that life is finally trying to place something back into your hands, will you allow yourself to accept it? Everything about this energy says you are ready. The deeper healing here is not only about money, it is about releasing the fear created by years of disappointment that taught you to expect less than what your heart truly deserved. For many people, the real block is not pride, it is fear of hoping again. Taurus, there were seasons when you learned to settle for survival because life convinced you stability could disappear at any moment. But this time feels different. This feels like restoration instead of temporary relief. The blessing moving toward you now is correcting an imbalance that has existed for far too long, especially in the seasons where you gave more than you received. Part of you already senses this shift happening, otherwise this message would not feel so personal. Maybe your breathing feels lighter lately, or warmth rises unexpectedly in your chest. Maybe you continue seeing repeating numbers like 1111, 888, or 777 around you. So let me ask you honestly, Taurus. Will you promise yourself that fear will not make you step away this time? Will you allow yourself to say yes without demanding endless proof first? If your answer feels true inside you, affirm it in the comments and write, "I will not step back this time," or "I open the door to what I've patiently planted." The moment you speak those words, something inside you begins settling into alignment. The uncertainty softens, the connection strengthens, and what has been quietly circling your life starts moving closer into reality. Stay with me, Taurus, because the next part reveals how the moment this shift began connects to a time when you almost gave up completely. What if this first wave of support was never meant to be the end, but only the beginning of something even greater unfolding around you? There is another wave building quietly behind it, steadier and brighter than the first. But it depends on something changing inside you. It begins when your heart finally remembers how to feel peace again without apologizing for it. The first wave came to steady you before exhaustion pulled you too far down. But the second wave carries a different purpose. It does not come simply to rescue you. It comes to reveal the version of yourself that no longer survives in fear. When the sun and the star appeared together in the video, their energy felt deeply meaningful. The sun carries warmth, confidence, and renewed life, while the star brings healing, hope, and quiet reassurance. Together, they reflect what happens when your inner world finally aligns with the truth that your worth never needed to be proven at all. Taurus, you have already survived seasons that would have exhausted many people. But something steadier is rising inside you now, something rooted in confidence instead of survival. This light does not come from pretending life has been easy. It begins when you stop believing you must constantly prove your worth just to deserve peace. When you release the fear of not being enough and stop expecting abundance to disappear the moment you trust it, the second wave begins moving toward you. This energy feels less like luck and more like fertile ground opening after a long winter. Real joy becomes the key, not forced happiness, but the quiet kind that settles into your body when you stop fighting for stability every day. And Taurus, joy is softer than people expect. Sometimes it is simply the breath you release when you realize you are finally safe enough to relax. That peace signals to the universe that your spirit is learning to trust life again instead of constantly defending itself. The number 1 keeps appearing around this energy, carrying the feeling of a doorway opening toward a new chapter. Soon after comes the number 7, tied to wisdom, protection, and spiritual guidance. Together they remind you that you are beginning again with resilience and a deeper understanding of your own value. This next wave brings more than money. It brings ease into places that once felt heavy all the time. It draws in opportunities, relationships, and environments that match the version of you who no longer apologizes for receiving care, stability, or abundance. There is also meaning in the colors surrounding this season of your life. Soft gold reflects grounded confidence and warmth. Light blue helps loosen emotions held inside too long, while lavender and muted purple support calm intuition when fear tries to return. None of these changes are random, Taurus. They are signs your spirit is slowly returning to its natural rhythm after too much time spent surviving emotional drought. Real healing comes from realizing difficult seasons shaped you into someone wiser and stronger than before. This next chapter was never waiting for perfection. It was waiting for your willingness to receive it. So let me ask you honestly, Taurus, are you ready for this second wave? Not the version where you quietly hope for better days, but the one where you finally allow yourself to live in the light of what is arriving. If this resonates with you, affirm it in the comments and write, "I'm ready to rise. I receive round 2. The moment you stop resisting joy, you begin aligning with the abundance already moving toward you. When this second wave arrives, you will stop questioning whether you deserve peace. Slowly, you will understand that joy is not selfish or temporary. It is a signal, and life responds to it the same way seeds respond to sunlight after a long season underground. Keep moving forward, Taurus. The road ahead no longer carries the same heaviness it once did. What once felt distant is slowly moving closer, and the life you thought was out of reach is beginning to return to you. Now it is time to bring this energy into everyday life. This next wave of abundance needs something steady to settle into, and that place is your daily routine. The way you care for yourself in ordinary moments tells the universe whether you are truly ready to receive consistently. Begin with your body, Taurus, because your nervous system still carries memories of disappointment and long seasons of waiting. That is why the breath matters right now. Inhale slowly for 4 counts, hold for 4, then release for 6, like loosening tension your body has quietly carried for years. This breathing rhythm helps calm emotional overwhelm and create openness inside you. Pair it with simple moments in nature whenever possible. A quiet walk beneath trees or a few minutes under open sky can restore more balance than endlessly searching for answers. And if your body feels tired, let it rest without shame. Rest is not weakness after carrying emotional weight for so long. Let sleep become intentional during these next few nights, and before bed, gently remind yourself, I am open to restoration. Earlier nights, slower evenings, and small acts of physical care matter now. Vitamin B may help clear mental fog, magnesium can ease tension stored in the body, and omega-3s may support emotional steadiness during this transition. None of this is about fixing yourself, Taurus. It is about supporting the version of you that is finally beginning to believe life can hold more peace than struggle. Taurus energy is deeply grounded, but it also carries a quiet intuition many people underestimate. You often sense when something no longer aligns with your spirit before your mind fully explains it. If you have been waking up feeling disconnected or heavy lately, that feeling may be more than stress. Pay attention to the small signs appearing around you now. A familiar name resurfacing, a repeated opportunity, or a conversation stirring something inside you may all point toward your next step. Say yes to exploring unfamiliar paths if they awaken curiosity instead of fear. And yes, Taurus, update the resume. Send the message you have been avoiding. Share the idea waiting quietly inside you. You are not behind, and the energy around May 17th and 18th feels like preparation finally beginning to move forward. Financially, abundance may still feel difficult to trust after spending so long in survival mode. But that is exactly why this season matters. What is coming toward you deserves care instead of being absorbed into old fears of scarcity. Create space for it intentionally. Set aside part of it for healing, growth, or stability in the life you are building now. When you do that, you quietly tell the universe, I'm ready to care for what I receive. In love, something softer is returning too. You built emotional walls for understandable reasons, but someone may already be noticing the warmth slowly returning to your energy. Allow yourself to be seen without preparing for disappointment first. And if someone cannot fully recognize your worth, that does not lessen your value. What matters now is that you stop dimming yourself to keep others comfortable. Real connection only grows where honesty and openness are allowed to exist together. Affirmations are not empty words. They become quiet agreements with your future self. Each day, remind yourself slowly, I am worthy of good things, until the part of you that once resisted those words begins believing them. Listening to 888 Hz frequencies during emotional disconnection may help calm your nervous system and reconnect you to feelings of stability and abundance. And if emotions feel overwhelming, allow silence to become part of your healing. Sit quietly each night, breathe slowly, and simply say, I am here. I am ready. Taurus, you do not need to chase what already belongs to you. You only need to make room for it to arrive naturally. These small practices become the doorway through which the next wave of abundance begins entering your life, because you stayed open to it. Stay with me, because this is where your inner healing begins meeting your outer reality. What is moving toward you formed slowly through your patience, kindness, and quiet resilience during seasons when nobody noticed. Real blessings do not force themselves into your life. They arrive gently and wait for your willingness to receive them. The deeper truth is that your spirit aligned with this return long before it appeared physically. What would change if you stopped questioning whether you deserved peace? You do not need to become perfect before good things can enter your life. You only need to stop pushing away what your heart has spent years preparing to receive. This return is not a reward for perfection. It is the natural response to the patience, love, and resilience you carried through difficult seasons. Life is reflecting back the strength your soul already proved it had. So let me ask you honestly, Taurus, will you stop stepping backward when life begins opening doors in front of you? If this message resonates with you, leave a comment below and write, I am ready to receive the abundance growing toward me. And while you are here, remember to like this video, subscribe, and share this message with someone who may need this reminder today. Thank you for being here, for listening openly, and for staying present through this message. Your presence matters more than you know. As you continue forward, may peace walk beside you, may stability settle gently into your life, and may abundance arrive in ways that feel steady, nourishing, and lasting. The doors meant for you were never locked, Taurus. They were simply waiting for your yes.